often do you find yourself staring at your phone, not knowing what to post, but knowing full well that if you don't post anything, you will hurt your organic reach on Instagram? It's easy to say post 3 to 5 times per week or create content that speaks to your ideal client. I give advice like that too. But what if you feel out of ideas and posting even once per week feels too hard to achieve? I hear you and I'm here to help. In this video, I will be addressing exactly that. What to do when you are stuck for content ideas. And while I am focusing on Instagram, you can use some of these tips on other platforms as well. Also, all of my tips are doable, whether you are just freshly out of design school or have decades of business experience under your belt. If you are watching this, you are likely aware that having a social media presence has significant benefits for your business. These include building strong branding, networking opportunities, and, perhaps most importantly, the ability to attract client prospects and convert followers into clients. But well, if these things were easy to achieve, you probably wouldn't be here now. But first, for those who are here for the first time, my name is Simona and I'm a trained interior designer with over a decade of marketing experience, mainly in social media and content marketing. Now, some of the common challenges that interior designers face when it comes to social media marketing are a lack of time, limited knowledge of what works, and a lack of inspiration. I talk about most of these challenges in my other videos, so I do recommend subscribing and watching through them if you want to learn more. But today, I will address the last one, the lack of inspiration, and how to make sure that you never run out of ideas for what to post. I have 9 methods that I would like to share with you today, plus a handful of tips for great tools and resources to make your content creation process easier. So do stick until the end for those. Alright, let's start with the first method for generating content ideas. One of the easiest ways, and one that you can start with right now, is to look at your previous posts and identify which ones have performed well. You can easily look up the performance of your posts in Instagram Insights. This way you can understand which types of content resonate with your audience and what topics they are actually interested in. Then there are many ways how you can repurpose the content that you already have. You can create a part 2 to your original post, or expand on it with more details, or share a different perspective on the same topic. I made a separate video about repurposing where you can get more ideas, and not just for your social media content. So go ahead and watch it next if you like. Just one note about repurposing. Don't post your repurposed content too close together. Give it some time so that your followers are not wondering if you indeed just run out of ideas or can't remember what you just posted. Your competitors can be a great source of inspiration and a good place for market research if you know what to look for. So, when looking at your competitors' profiles, see if you can notice any common themes or trends on their feed. Are there certain types of posts that tend to perform well for them? Now, while in the past, the number of likes used to be a good indicator of how popular a post was, it's not necessarily the case anymore. And a lot of people turn off the like counter on their posts, so you might not actually know how many likes their posts get. You can still look at the number of comments they received, but I would suggest looking at their reels instead. With reels, you can see the number of views they received, which is a good indicator of how well the reel is performing. Then, take note of what they are doing to encourage engagement. Are they using any specific hashtags, asking questions, or using engagement stickers in their stories? This way you are not just getting inspiration for what to post, but also for ways how to boost the engagement of your own content. Also, this should go without saying, but never just copy your competitors. It's unethical in the first place. But also, you want to develop your own voice that is easy to recognize and that you can replicate in the future. You likely get asked a lot of questions about various aspects of interior design by your existing and prospective clients. Any question can be a great starting point for your content, whether it's for your social media posts or blog posts for your website. By addressing these questions, you are demonstrating your expertise while providing valuable content that your followers might want to save and get back to later, which helps you rank higher on Instagram. You can also get creative and approach these questions from a fresh perspective. For instance, you could take a pretty standard question like how to choose a color scheme for my home and turn it into a fun quiz or an interactive story that your followers will want to engage with. You might find it handy to collate a list of these commonly asked questions and keep them somewhere accessible so you can easily pull them out during your content creating sessions. I bet that you have posts that you've saved over time, whether it's an inspiration for your project or something striking that just caught your attention or made you laugh. Your saved posts can be another great source of inspiration if you can turn them into something new. When looking at your saved posts, try to think about them from a new angle. In other words, try to find ways how you can take an element of a post you've seen and put your own unique spin on it. Let's say you saved a post featuring a living room with a bold, colorful rug. You could use this as an inspiration for a carousel or a reel about how to choose the perfect rug for any kind of space. Or maybe you saved a fun reel that made you laugh. You can try to recreate it and make it relatable to your audience. The key is really to make it your own and relatable to your followers and ideal clients. Your design process might be very well known to you, but to many of your potential clients, it might be still quite unclear. So, by creating content around it, you are solving two problems at once. You are making potential clients feel more comfortable about working with you and keeping the Instagram algorithm happy by producing valuable content and keeping a consistent posting schedule. This could be a stage of your process that you enjoy or feel passionate about, or one that you think would be especially interesting or informative for your followers. Take this opportunity to educate your followers about what goes into your work so that when they reach out to you, they will have a better idea of what to expect. You could create just one post or a carousel about your whole design process and recreate it later, or break it down into a series of posts, explaining each stage in a separate post. You can then organize these posts into an Instagram guide or save stories about your design process into a separate story highlight, so it's always accessible and you can refer potential clients to this highlight for more information. Okay, here's a shameless plug. If you want a quick and easy fix, our content idea book has over 100 of content ideas that you can just pick and plug as you see fit. They are organized in categories like behind the scenes, seasonal content, design education, and more, so you can use them all year round and cover different content pillars with them, not just those that are about your client projects, but also posts about your business and educational content. And the best thing is, you don't have to use these ideas just for your Instagram content. You can turn them into your blog posts, Pinterest graphics, newsletter campaigns, really any kind of content for your audience. So if this sounds like a quick fix that you need to have, you can find the link down in the description. The Instagram Explore page is where you can discover new content based on your interests, the accounts you follow, the posts you like, and the hashtags you use. As you're browsing through the Explore page, keep an eye out for common themes and styles that you see popping up repeatedly. For example, you might notice that a lot of posts are featuring natural materials, neutral color palettes, or minimalist designs. Once you've identified some popular trends and styles, think about how you can create content about them that is uniquely yours. If you notice that a lot of posts are featuring Japandi designs, you could create posts about how to incorporate the elements of Japandi into a small space. A similar method that you can try is to search for hashtags that are relevant to your ideal client and see what comes up at the hashtag search page. Whichever way you choose, pay attention to posts that get a lot of comments and notice any specifics that stand out, like the topic of the post and the caption, to give you ideas for how you can improve your own content. Pinterest is more of a search engine than a social media platform, which makes it perfect for finding ideas that are currently trending or relevant to your audience. For example, if you specialize in modern farmhouse design, you might search for phrases like modern farmhouse decor or rustic interiors. This will give you a sense of what type of content is currently popular within these styles. Now, I don't want you to look just at the project images of other designers that come up. Pay special attention to pins with text overlays. These act as a little teaser for more content and can give you ideas for topics that might be interesting for your audience. As you're scrolling through the search results, notice how many saves, likes, and comments the pins you are looking at received. Similar as on Instagram, these can be a good indicator that the content is resonating with people and could be a good source of inspiration for your own social media posts. This one is pretty easy, but still so powerful and often overlooked. You can always ask your followers what they would like to learn more about or see more on your feed. You can do this simply in a caption under your post, or use the question sticker on your stories, or do a poll or create a quiz if you want to give your followers a couple of options to choose from. I recommend using this method several times per year, as you will get new followers who might have different preferences and deal with different issues. But also the general trends and what people are interested in might change over time. I can imagine that when COVID hit, people were much more interested in creating home offices compared to if you asked them a few months before. If you have an email list, you can also send out a survey to your subscribers, asking for their thoughts and suggestions. This is a more in-depth way to find out what your audience is interested in. But don't be surprised if your response rate is rather low. It's much easier to engage in a story poll than reply to an email with a detailed response. So people are naturally less inclined to do so. I would say start with a simple story poll or the question sticker in your stories and see how it works for you. I hope that you now got some ideas to start with, but to make your content creation process easier, here are 3 tools or resources that you can use for all kinds of Instagram content. The first one is Canva, which is currently my #1 tool to create most kinds of content and anything graphic design related. You can use it to quickly create posts for any social media platform, as it has easy resizing tools, templates, and increasingly more AI features to assist you. If you've never tried Canva before, you can find a link down in the description. And if you're like me and cannot live without Canva anymore, let me know in the comments what are your favorite ways to use Canva. The next on the list is InShot, which is primarily an app for editing short-form video content, like Reels and TikToks. With InShot, you can trim, crop, and edit your videos, add filters and music, adjust the speed of your clips, and anything else that you might want to do when creating your reels. It's handy if you want to make reels just on your phone and want an app that is easy to use. It has a free and a premium version with additional features like removing watermarks, more effects and filters, and no ads. And the last name on my list today is Pexels, which is a stock library with loads of high-resolution photos and video clips, including some great interior design footage. You can save images into collections for later reference and follow your favorite photographers so you are always up to date with their latest work. Go check out our own curated Pexels collections if you want to save time on finding the right footage. We have collections like bedroom, kitchen, patios, seasonal decor, and more. And we update them frequently, so there's something for every season and every design topic. As you can see, there are many things you can do when you feel stuck for content ideas, and many of them require very little effort to get started. There is also one more approach that I haven't mentioned yet, and that is being intentional about creating more content that you need and having a backlog of content ideas, so you can always pick something on the go and just post it. This is something that works best for me personally and helps me put a content calendar together fairly quickly when I feel uninspired or don't have time to create many posts from scratch. I use Asana for my content planning, and you can watch this video if you want to learn more about my content planning process, including how I use my backlog of content ideas. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, tell a friend about this channel, and leave a comment with whatever you would like to learn more about. Thank you for sticking until the end, and I will catch you next time. You likely get asked a lot of questions about various designs. No. In this video, I will be addressing, but to make your content